Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's called the Business to Business Network Show. My name is Rex Perry. If you've just turned on your radio, we're talking business, politics, and economics. We do different segments talking about mostly real estate because it is such an important part of our economy. Again, our guest, Sheryl. Give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
Sheryl Bowden with Realty Executives.
And Evan?
And Evan White with Road to Home Mortgage.
Excellent. Now let's talk a little bit about what buyers are looking for when they're going out. Tell some of the experiences you've seen.
Well, right now, buyers have a tendency to want things done in a house because I think with the mortgages being, the rates being a little higher and the payments being a little higher, they're using their money for a down payment to try to get as low as they possibly can get. So they don't have as much remodeling money. Mm-hmm. So we're having to kind of advise sellers right now, hey, you need to make sure this house is looking good, whether it's the flooring, the paint, just to spruce things up so that buyers don't walk in and go, oh, I don't have the money to do this.
And they turn around and walk right back out.
Right.
And you've got a book of subcontractors that you help sellers get the home ready to show.
I have painters, electricians, from one end to the next, whatever they need. Estate sale people. I handled many trust sales this last year.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, let's explain that just a little bit. So you've had people that have passed away? Is that what's happened?
Passed away or moved into retirement centers.
And so what do you have to do? Jump through the hoops on that one.
I help the families be able to, either sell the furnishings and the belongings or donate them. And kind of, I like to hook them up usually with estate sale companies that in the end, they will clean out the house and clean the house so that it's kind of broom clean and ready for me at that point. Mm-hmm. Instead of the family having one more step of hiring somebody to dispose of everything and then hire a cleaner. So I try to provide a service where they can have it all taken care of at once.
Excellent. And Evan, when you work with buyers, you like to get them pre-qualified. Walk through that for the audience.
Exactly. Getting pre-qualified is just talking to me, a lender, and we run through their income, their debt, everything that it would take to purchase a house. And then what we provide is a one-page pre-qualification letter, which any offer that goes in, that pre-qualification letter is attached. And it pretty much shows the seller and the listing agent, hey, this buyer is pre-qualified. They've been reviewed, or their assets and income and everything has been reviewed, and the loan is going to close. Because the last thing seller wants to do is get 21 days into a purchase, and then they realize that the buyer can't perform.
Yeah, that's very important. Now, you work with investor financing too?
Yep. So we do purchases and refinances with primary homes, second homes, something like in Flagstaff, Munns Park, something like that. Then also investment properties. And
let's talk investing just for a second, because what kind of down payment is required with that? Do they have to pay a higher interest rate? Describe investor financing.
Yeah, usually investment properties carry about 0.75% higher interest rate, just because there's more risk to the lender, right? If you ever ran into money issues, are you going to give up your primary home first, or are you going to give up an investment property? So that's why investment properties have a higher interest rate. But yeah, no, it's a great opportunity for people to grow wealth with investment properties and everything like that.
I know. What if the investor can show they're buying a rental and they can show cash flow, like it's a duplex, triplex, fourplex? You take rent rolls into at consideration as part of the qualifying?
Correct. Yeah. So you can qualify on what a future rental income would look like on a rental.
And
property.
A single family home too. Mm-hmm. Now, do you finance any sort of the Airbnb type short-term stuff?
Yep. There's that's a great thing about being a broker, is that we have lenders that specialize in different areas, more like Airbnbs or it's just regular single family.
As part of the qualifying, you can say this is going to be an Airbnb, and you can project, because of the neighborhood and other comparables, what the potential revenue is going to be.
Exactly.
And that'll help qualify the investor.
Yep.
This is excellent. Now, have you worked with investors in your...
I don't focus very much on investors because I've been in the business 40 years. And investors right now, like especially the wholesalers, they want to lock up a property, then they take their 10-day inspection period, and then they come back and ask for a $20,000 reduction or a $30,000 reduction, or they ask for an extension of time. And what you learn through the process is that on the backside, they're trying to sell it through the wholesale world. And if they don't have a buyer for it, then they end up canceling. So when you have a few transactions like that canceling, you end up getting a little leery of these, the wholesalers.
So you stick with the buyers and sellers and keep things moving that way.
I do.
And so that's what we want to do. We want to get the buyers off the fence. We want them to call you. What's the phone number again?
602-686-7653.
One more time.
602-686-SOLD. 7653.
Excellent. And how do they reach you?
For Road to Home Mortgage, it's 602-888-7990, and that number is 602-888-7990.
Road to Home Mortgage. You got to call them. Really, you should call them. Don't you think they should
Absolutely.
check with the lender first? You guys, thank you so much for coming down to be guests on the show. We got to do a break right here. Everybody, stay tuned. We're going to be right back.